Hey everybody, my name's Cam, and we're over here at Mare Island. We're gonna be flying the Meteor 75 Pro. We're gonna be taking it through its paces. We're gonna be doing some line of sight flying, which is my personal favorite, and we're also gonna be doing some chase footage. So stick around and I hope you enjoy. So today we have the Meteor 75 Pro here, and it is a fantastic little drone that has some pretty cool features. Some of the cool technical specifications that you might find interesting are the 1102 22,000 kV motors. What's cool about these motors is that they are running dual ball bearings, meaning that they're going to wear out significantly slower compared to traditional tiny whoops. One of the cool things that this drone has that's cooler than other tiny whoops is that it has slightly larger propellers. It has 45mm propellers compared to the traditional 40mm that you would find on a drone this size. That has a few extra benefits, the main one being that it has more efficient flight times. Speaking of flight times, you're looking at getting around 6.5 minutes on a stock battery. Another cool thing that this drone has is it has a very, very robust frame that is going to be great for durability. It's going to be able to take multiple crashes and still keep going. And for the protection and other facets that add to durability, you have these little attachments that go over the top here that do help in the case of a crash. Another cool thing that this drone has is the 1S all-in-one matrix flight controller. This is new for any Meteor 75 that's being produced after November of 2024. This board is a little upgraded and it's thicker, so that way in a case of a crash, your board is more likely to survive. We're running Crossfire on this particular drone, as well as having an external video transmission system. So if you ever need to switch it out or it gets damaged, it's a little bit easier than the all-in-one boards that you're traditionally used to. The FPV camera that they have mounted on here is a standard FPV camera. However, you can see that the canopy really does a good job of completely encapsulating the camera, protecting it in case of a crash, as well as being super lightweight. I believe the camera only weighs 1.3 grams, and paired with the overall up weight of 31 grams, this drone, while being a little heavier compared to a performance whoop, definitely has the ability to be good for freestyle as well as being good for taking a crash. You can compare the Meteor 75 to BETAFPV's Air 75. Both drones are around the same size, both drones are around the same cost. However, there are some subtle differences that make them suited for different pilots and for different situations. This drone's a little bit heavier, as we mentioned earlier, meaning it's a little better for freestyle, and its durable canopy and durable frame allow it to take some extra crashes. However, that does come at the expense of overall weight, something that the Air 75 is really good at. It's super lightweight, and it is capable of getting pretty good flight times as well. However, because it's more light, it means it's more agile, and more agile drones are really good for either ripping around or for doing freestyle. So most people who are looking at this drone are going to think to themselves, why would I use this? And for freestyle pilots who want to fly around outdoors, who want a heavier drone that can give them momentum that they need and allow them to cut through the wind just a little bit better, the Meteor 75 Pro is for you. If you're looking to rip indoors and do a little bit of freestyle, the Air 75 is probably more your speed. This drone runs ELRS natively, it's built into the board. However, this specific one has a Crossfire module right here on the bottom. So for those of you who feel more comfortable running Crossfire over ELRS, you have your options covered. BETAFPV, they gave us some 550 mAh batteries, and this is what we would typically run here in the Meteor 75 Pro. It's going to fly pretty good with this battery. You're going to get about 6.5 minutes of flight time if you're cruising around. However, if you're really ripping it, it also is light enough to still have that punch that you're going to need to have some acrobatic type of flying. Now, of course, with this type of battery, you can always go larger or smaller. And if you go smaller, of course, you're gonna have slightly less flight time, but at the same time, you're gonna have a better flight feel because it's lighter. The BT 2.0 connector here on the BETAFPV battery is facing out the back. But what's cool that is included on this drone is a connector that goes back 180 degrees, allowing there to be less tension on the wires, plug, and in the case of a crash, less of a chance that it's going to end up breaking. Another cool feature here, especially for the new beginners, is the plug situation that's going on in the motors. For lightness, typically you'd want to solder the connections, but for ease of use, you go ahead and get these plugs put in here. So that way, if you ever need to switch out a motor, all you got to do is unplug and plug it back in. Now on most 75mm whoops, they're going to run a 40mm propeller. The Meteor 75 Pro does something a little different. What they do is they run a 45mm propeller, which of course improves efficiency. And this is something that we've seen in BETAFPV's line of drones. They have the Pavo 20 Pro. That drone runs a 2.2-inch propeller, unlike the regular Pavo 20, which runs just a 2-inch propeller. This improves efficiency and increases flight times, and is something that BETAFPV has started doing with their drones. So with BETAFPV's Pro lineup of drones, they're gonna give you more efficiency, more flight time, and more fun. And for me, would prefer the Pro lineup. So this is called line of sight flying. It's basically where instead of using the FPV goggles, you use your eyes and line of sight to make sure the drone's doing what you expect it to do. And this is how I got started in drones. This is my go-to relaxation activity. My job requires a lot of precision, and sometimes it can be a bit stressful. And when you fly line of sight, it just takes a little bit of that stress off of you. And for me, sometimes when I've had a rough day, I just want to relax and have fun, and line of sight's my way of doing that. And I love being able to fly these little tiny drones that fly so well, especially the Meteor 75 here. It's a little heavier, because it's more durable and has a stronger frame. And as a result, there's more momentum when you fly it around, which is great if you're a freestyle pilot because it allows you to string tricks together and have the drone flow. And really, the Meteor 75 Pro over here, because of its larger propellers, its really big motors, and the external battery that you have, you're able to get really good flight times out of it and keep things entertaining. Had a lot of fun out here today at Mare Island, flying the Meteor 75 Pro over here. It's like many other tiny whoops. They are the unsung heroes of the drone world. Their lightweight size, accessibility, and cheap running cost make this a platform that newbies and professionals can get into. Their lightweight, cheap cost does not compromise on fun. And at the end of the day, that's what we really want to have when we're flying around. We want to get more people into this hobby, and tiny whoops are the best way to make that happen. Now, flying out here today, doing some line of sight flying and some chase footage, it shows that you can really take one of these versatile platforms and take it almost anywhere. And just fly around, practice, fly every day, hone your skills. This is what a tiny whoop is for. And we're blessed to be able to fly them in these wonderful areas. Anyway, this has been Cam here at Mare Island with Vexo Entertainment, and we hope that you all had a fantastic time. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one.